Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was less than last time. Hello, Two Shot fans, and welcome to Welfare Talk.
My name is Marvin Caribou.
Going back to the end of February, I decided to take an absence from drinking alcohol. I only drink really like once or twice a week nowadays, like on weekends. The first 2 weeks after I stopped drinking near the end of February, I felt pretty good. March 6th, I felt something was up.
Are my COVID-19 symptoms real? Feel a little tickle in the back of your throat. Worried that your cough is happening a bit too often. Feel a bit hotter than usual. You may be dealing with coronavirus-based health anxiety. You need medication, but you're too scared of regular strength fentanyl. Try children's heroin.
I woke up and I felt like weak, kinda. And I was getting like lightheaded. I was like, holy crap, what the hell is this? I was like getting sick. Then I had to go to the bathroom. So I realized after, okay, it was just gas and all that stuff. I'm fine. But the last time I had drank him was a good, totally normal night. Stayed up into we watched Jacob's Ladder. If you ever seen that, that's a horrifying, life-changing show. But either way, I started feeling this kind of symptoms. Like I wasn't sick really, but it was like these weak feelings. The next couple of days went by and I kept feeling them. Essentially what it was sort of like a weakness of the legs. It was more in my left leg. It would come and go. Like in the morning it was gone, then it came back. There was a headache that I had on the second day. I never get headaches. I had a headache for like 45 minutes to an hour. The second day and the third day when I went to sleep, I remember feeling kind of a spacey feeling, like it was like I was overly tired or something. Like
I sometimes find myself feeling completely lost in a familiar space. I may not be able to find the words I want to use to accurately express my feelings.
All these things were COVID signs, like my taste. I didn't have any toothpaste for a few days actually because I ran out and I didn't leave anymore, so that might have been part of the taste thing. The smell though, I swear I could smell something that smelled kind of like a glass of orange juice that someone had peed in the distance.
And I'm gonna pee in your drink.
And then I looked later and found out that I'd been wearing the same underwear for a few days, so that might have been that. That's why I kept smelling it in different areas. I'm like, it can't be coming through the vents. I still smell the peed in orange juice. We went to the hospital after 7 days.
Test, test, test. Scientists question costly mass COVID checks for many people worldwide. Having cotton swabs thrust up their nose or down their throat to test for COVID-19 has become a routine and familiar annoyance. But 2 years into the pandemic, health officials in some countries are questioning the merits of repeated mass testing when it comes to containing infections, particularly considering the billions it costs. In the last 2 years, Denmark's population of 5.8 million logged more than 127 million rapid and PCR tests, all provided free. In total, Denmark spent more than 16 billion crowns, $2.36 billion, on testing. Neighboring Norway, with a similar population size, only performed 11 million PCR tests, while Sweden, home to nearly twice as many people, completed around 18 million, according to Our World in Data.
I was having a hard time sleeping. I couldn't focus on stuff. Like I was really having a problem focusing. Like I know that like anxiety and all that kind of crap, but when you think of an anxiety attack, I feel like, oh, something's wrong, but it's nothing really. Psychosomatic responses, hypochondria, that kind of stuff. Like I've had panic attacks and things, like stuff where you're really concerned, you need to go for a walk, maybe you need to go to a hospital. Well, those things usually last like 20-30 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes, maybe 45, but not like days where you think, okay, I got COVID, we're on day 5, we're on day 6. I got one of those tests, I didn't take it till like day 7. Like I said, I never really had the fever or any of that crap.
Evidence. One Danish study published last year concluded that the testing program and subsequent isolation of confirmed cases helped reduce transmission by up to 25%. Other disease experts question such estimates. A review published in Medical Virology in late March on the use of rapid tests for people without symptoms in mass screening initiatives found uncertainty over their impact. The claim was that mass testing would stop the pandemic in its tracks and that it would cut transmission by 90%. And it hasn't.
We now are in a time where pharmaceutical sales will be higher than anyone could ever have imagined, and there is no telling how widespread and powerful the addiction will become.
Would you like to smoke some crack?
But it was like I was playing video games. Secret of Mana for Super Nintendo. Great game to waste some time on when you're sitting around not doing much. And one of those things I wasn't doing was making YouTube videos, as you might see if you go back to early March. Literally, I wanted to keep playing, but I barely lasted 15 minutes because I was getting, like, having almost a hard time holding the control. Lay down and just not do much. Just scroll on the computer, watch, like, The Sopranos or something. What is that thing, this old saying where you give a person a second chance? An old Greek saying. And then Tony Soprano says, yeah, well, there's an old Italian saying. You make a mistake, you lose 2 teeth.
COVID symptoms but testing negative? Here's what's going on. Have you or your children recently experienced a spate of symptoms you were sure indicated COVID-19, only to test negative? You aren't alone, and some families are wondering if perhaps a new variant is spreading that just isn't showing up on the tests. Here's what we know. How common are false negatives? Most medical tests have at least a small risk of false negative or false positive results. Just ask any woman who has ever had a pregnancy test show them an incorrect result.
My nipples are very sensitive. What?
But what is the actual risk of testing negative while still having COVID-19? It depends on the type of test, antigen versus PCR. A study published by the CDC found that the antigen test provided a 20% false negative rate in symptomatic individuals, and 59% false negative rate in asymptomatic persons.
Some people just have softer hands, maybe.
Yeah.
Some people just have softer hands, maybe.
Yeah.
This must be COVID. That's why it feels so different. My throat felt a little bit like tightened up that one day. Day 2 or 3 in the middle of the day, I was like, holy shit, it feels thin in there. But it cleared up. I went to the hospital on day 7 because this nervous feeling, the doctor seemed like he didn't care. Like, I was like, you don't understand it. But a little after that, though, this stuff kind of went away, and then it came back. My leg was still acting up. It was kind of weird, so is that how the story went? I just want everyone to know that I totally support pro-vaccines.
Believe in Too Short.
So I went back to the hospital, not in the ER. I went in the main area to get a blood test, because I had asked about getting a blood test to a doctor on the phone, because you can't really see doctors anymore. COVID's like all better, and we're not doing all the vaccine passport, but you can't see a doctor. And even when I wore the mask in the hospital, the lady was, oh, I know who that was too. It was that lady who used to work at the gym. She was the one that was responsible for me getting kicked out of the leisure center. She was that's you can see that on this video here. She said to wear these masks, these medical grade masks, not my mask that I bought from some store. Oh, okay. But there was a guy that either didn't have a mask or he didn't have the same mask, and I asked him after, because I saw him over at the laboratory. I said, hey, well, I just got to ask you a question. I noticed that girl, she didn't seem to ask you about your mask. He said, no, and he had his hand in his pocket or something, and he was in a hurry to do something. He had these papers, and she let him go. But she never let me go. She has asked me about my mask. And of course, sanitize hands. I'm like, I just clean my hands. My hands are impeccably clean. It's like, okay.
No, I don't have a care card on me. I can't even find my care card. I just have like a bus pass and a bank card. Okay, well, I'm Derek Gerber. This is my bank card. I can't even remember what the doctor's name was. I'm just not, the whole thing was a little new to me, like on the phone, and I haven't really gone to the doctor much in the last couple of years. I haven't really needed to. I mean, if there's some problem finding me, you got it? No. Oh, okay, if there's some problem finding me, maybe we could phone Cedarbrook, then you could tell them about me, then they'd know, they'd be able to know that doctor. And he said when I'm done, I can then talk to you and get another appointment, like a follow-up.
Okay, yeah, we'll just need...
Actually, they suggested to go to that place.
Well, then they might have sent it there, because we don't have it.
Okay, maybe I should go there, actually, and try that, because I know those people more personally.
Okay.
Okay, that might work.
They said I could come into the laboratory. He made it sound like he said Life Labs, you can go to any place in your area, and they could be expecting you. And that's what I was led to believe. The one day they couldn't take me because it was too late. Like, it was not too late, but they left early. Like, there was nobody left around to do it. The day I went there without the video, they said they didn't have any record of me. And I said, but at the doctor, you should have told them. So I didn't understand what happened to the record. Yeah, no, I went over to the place across the road. Not only did they not have some record of me supposed to be coming in there for a blood test, they didn't even know who I was. Like, we've never even heard of you. And I was like, what?
I'm sorry, but there's no record of a Jacob Singer in our files.
It was like Jacob's Ladder. We've never heard of a Jacob Singer. It's impossible.
What do you mean, no record?
Do I have to spell it out for you? There is nothing there.
That's ridiculous. I've been coming here for years.
I want to talk to Dr. What is his name again?
I want to talk to Dr. Carlson. He knows me.
So I went down to the doctors, talked to this lady, said, well, who the heck's going on? They said they sent out a thing saying that I was gonna be there.
There you go, Derek.
So this was emailed to them right away, but they just lost it or something.
It happens. There's so many things being faxed through since everything's done electronically lately that this happens quite often.
Who's the doctor again?
Dr. Wood, it looks like
it's a pretty easy name to remember.
Dr. Wood?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Dr. like Jebediah or something.
Yeah, it's a one that should stick.
Okay, see ya.
But they must have not got it. Somebody screwed up. So I came back with a paper showing, here's Dr. Woods. He said I can get some blood. And then we took the video. I was getting the blood. I was like, I'm just going to take a video of me getting injected.
I got a piece of paper here for you.
We'll be with you in just a bit. 1 second, okay? Yeah, let's put your name down. There's a couple people ahead of you.
Would you just fill out this form, please?
Just have a seat, okay? And we'll call you up shortly.
Ready? Wait, there we go.
Okay, that works?
Yeah, one question. There's certain things he may have requested to look for on there. Is that on there?
On the requisition, yeah, if you
Like
want to...
blood sugar type things? That was one of the main things?
That one's on there.
I'm just wondering, just by, because I haven't really had a lot of blood tests in the last years. Do you guys also check for COVID and stuff?
No, we don't.
That's only the nasal swab things, right?
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was less than last time.
Good.
Some people just have softer hands, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a better piano player.
Oh, I'm terrible at piano.
Just don't say, just lie.
All right, I'm fantastic at it.
Well, just overdub other people's music. She did not actually play that Beethoven symphony.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, it wasn't real.
All done.
That's it?
That's it, that's all.
Okay, a couple more questions. Let's hold this down. Okay, so not diabetes actually, but blood sugar, because the thing is, I told him I have been eating a lot more sugar in the last few months. I thought that was what may have added to what these symptoms were.
That can happen. Yeah, your muscles can get weakness, especially your extremities, like your arms and your legs. If your if your body's having problems regulating it, because if your body's not regulating the sugar well, it's probably not absorbing other things well, like your electrolytes, and those are so important for your limbs and for your muscles. Sure, yeah, you're all done for the blood work.
I started thinking more and more, whatever I was feeling here, it was something to do with my knee. It was more on my left side. In fact, I think it was all my left side. I don't even think it was anything with my right side. That was probably psychosomatic. I've got some knee trouble from weightlifting, from doing too many squats over the years, I guess. I don't know, it's maybe like tendons or some kind of like fluid buildup or something like that. And I just felt like it was coming from that area. I don't know why, because I haven't done any weightlifting in like 4 months. Because we started to get the idea that it was diabetes. The doctor and me were talking, because I had been eating a lot of sugar. I do, and I had been eating a lot of sugar over the last, say, couple months. So it'd been building up, right? Chocolates, ice creams, juices, tons of stuff like that. Not too much water, right? So you're starting to, become a diabetic. So we look at like the high glucose levels, like an insulin spike. He was gonna get back to me with a phone call, but I don't know, something must have came up. They probably forgot I existed. I went in there for the blood test. I have the video of me getting injected. I mean, getting the blood taken away.
Once started using children's hardware.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been starting to feel a bit better. I got up to 8 weeks in a day there without drinking. That was until, was it yesterday? Well, the day before, I guess. Whatever it was. Sunday, I decided to drink with my old buddy there. We watched Men at Work, starring Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen. And that guy from Platoon who plays Keith Richards. No, who plays King. His name's Keith Richards, I think. Or was that a guitar player from... Rolling Stones. So yeah, that's it. I thought I had COVID, but I can never get COVID. I've never had it. I never got vaccinated, and nothing ever goes right for me. It's a stupid story.
And I'm gonna pee in your drink. And I'm gonna pee in the kitchen sink.
If you ever stay up playing video games or editing videos for long periods of time or doing, you know, methamphetamine in your latte coffee, you might, when you're trying to go to sleep, you might be like, you're really burnt out, but it might take a little while because you feel really awkward. It's like an uncomfortable kind of tired. Not that nice kind of tired where you're in the middle of social studies class at about 1:30 p.m.